You really have no idea what the hell you've gotten yourself into. Maybe Septum would have been the better choice.
Nope.
Game. Shh. And you find him sitting at the edge of the bed, staring at you with wide eyes. Oh my god, it speaks. I have made you morning food. They're yours. You need to give them names. Now. Can you calm the f down? Actually?
Get the f out.
I'm glad you care about your children. Okay. To be honest, I didn't expect that. Hey y'all, I'm Degenerate, and welcome to Eat a God. I saw recently that this game got an update, and I realized it was also something that was on the list. So I was like, probably should try this out before it gets too long. As you can see, empty, no loads. I'm jumping in blind. I don't care.
What the Sigma?
I probably shouldn't have. This is not English. What if I continued? Maybe it'll change language.
Nope.
Okay. In the garden, there exist 7 symbols to which one must worship. Each one represents a concept linked to the creation of the garden. The symbols are entities generated by the creator to maintain order and functioning of the garden. All beings born under the command of the garden have a limited connection with their representative symbol, depending on the day they were born. Whoa. No one is born on Sundays. Sundays are a sacred day. Okay. Religious themes. It is said that the symbols choose 6 people after the candle festival to consume them. What? In the hope that one of them is the reincarnation of the creator. Okay. Your character's past doesn't matter. It's just another body for you to take. Something you're already used to, I guess. Welcome to the garden, a place used as a test. A disposable place after finishing playing it. I read that correctly, I know I did. The game is simple. You must not let the other characters find out that your puppet is connected to you. Your puppet will be sent as a gift for the symbols, and you should act as if you belong there. Please do not do anything that is outside the stipulations, nor summon the name of the representative of the void. This is strictly prohibited. Okay, so I have to pretend. Even if you are given the opportunity. Don't do it. Got you. You feel yourself fall on a hard surface, scraping your knees. It's a sharp knock that creates a strange echo. You can hear the sound of silverware being scraped on a plate. And then dead silence. Something is wrong. Oh no. Open your eyes or keep them closed. Let's keep them closed. You keep your eyes closed for a moment, but you hear a voice clearing its throat awkwardly. You decide to open your eyes to see where you are. But remember that you have to put on a good face. Act natural. Like you really belong here. Honestly, I'm gonna save it at the next choice because I feel like right now, like after what I just did. I see you. I made one choice. Before your vision completely blurs, Nulla lets you go. So this is nothing more than a puppet. I apologize for my behavior, but I didn't think I would be facing someone from the upper plane. You are adorable. If I kill the puppet, maybe I can get you out of it. I'll be able to exit this loop. Don't move, please. It will only be a second. Why are there more choices? I'm f***ed. Like, this is it. My life is over. All because I kept looking at him. Guess having balls is the wrong, like, way to go. Let's just say, alright. Nulla doesn't let you speak. Why give me the choice? In a moment, he has you in his arms again, and one of his hands rests upon your chest. This chest? I'll remove your essence. With that, I'll be able to get you out of there. Okay, you can definitely try. Are you going beyond the border of the thing? Break. It won't hurt, at least not for you. Well, yeah, I'm unfazed as of right now. I can't say the same for the puppet. You feel how Nulla rips open your chest and begins to extract something from inside. It hurts. Oh yeah, I'm just bursting with pain. It hurts so much. Your sight begins to blur. Hey, what's going on? I'm dying? No. No, no, no! It's not fair. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Like, what the f did you want to happen? That was... Look away. Like you're floating in a void. Out of nowhere, a strange pressure is exerted on your body, giving you the sensation that you're falling. And sure enough, you fall on your hands atop a cold floor. You look around and your surroundings have changed. You no longer find yourself in the same kitchen as before. No, yeah, this is one for... Now it's a larger one, similar to the kitchens that are in restaurants. We've arrived. You look up to find Nulla, who's standing next to you. He doesn't look at you. Beyond, near the knives, there's a strange-looking person. Okay, from what I learned from that first ending, don't look these people directly in the eyes. Or maybe just him? Nulla looks at him. Hey, Fames. Hey, the strange-looking man jumps upon hearing Nulla. When you look more closely, you realize that he's wearing a mask that prevents you from seeing his features. Mr. Nulla, I thought you wouldn't come today. He doesn't sound very happy with Nulla's arrival. I had a little problem. Does it have to do with the smelly creature next to you? Smelly. You tilt your head slightly to verify his statement, finding that you don't even smell like anything at all. Something like that. Mr. Nulla. That thing smells like a human. I have to return them to the warehouse. You should check your sense of smell, Fames. It's getting worse. This is the new toy that Mother has sent to entertain the symbols. The last one was completely broken by... Kanique? I thought you and Mother had agreed that no more would be made. That was because Kanique is an animal. He doesn't take care of things, but I guess Mother can't leave Septum? Yeah, without his weekly meal. Weekly. It's obvious you're burned by the favoritism. What? In any way you feel like you're the third wheel in the conversation. It's not like you have much to contribute either. Anyway, I have faith in this creation. There's something different about it, different from the others. Yeah, so different that he had to choke me to death. The only difference is that it reeks of human. Maybe the 7 of them will like that. 7? Did you just say 7? Fames leaves to go and search for a plate. When he returns, you can appreciate what's on it. Nulla does the same from his side. Meat. Beautiful. Nulla looks at Fames with a smug face. If you allow them to attend to the symbols, maybe you'll save some of your employees from losing their lives. Lately, the symbols have been very displeased. Okay, you win. Now please stop interrupting my work. Nulla detaches himself from Fames and begins to walk towards the door that appears to be the exit from the kitchen. I'll see you later. You're in charge of Fames. Adios. Me? What an idiot. Fine. I need you to attend to the symbols that will be arriving shortly. Meanwhile, prepare the table for them. Fames shows you the table where the symbols will sit and explains that they're separated from the normal public because they have important topics to discuss amongst themselves. Fames has also instructed you that the food must be set on the table before they arrive. You are now unsupervised. Thank you for letting me know. Escape from the place or do what they asked? Let's try escaping. I mean, that's the first. I didn't do it before, but he probably would have killed me then too. So. You look everywhere, searching for traces of Nulla or Fames. There's nothing but empty tables. Something in your stomach tells you that you shouldn't do it. A bad omen. But your desire to free yourself and escape from here is stronger. I'm just exploring my options here. You walk at a slow pace to not attract attention, pretending you're looking for something. The front door is closed, so you can't go out there. Instead, there's a staircase that leads down. Down to up? go downstairs. Go downstairs. Or go downstairs. I'm telling you. Let's do the glitchy one. You decide to go inspect it. Maybe there'll be an exit. Yes. It will be exit down the stairs going up. It's so dark that you can barely see your feet. When you reach the end of the stairs, you find a door. You try your luck by pulling the handle. The door opens without much effort. This is a nice room. You were shocked to find bodies hanging. Without wanting to look anymore, you prepare to run, but you crash into a hard body. I'm already tired of this guy. You give your permission to come here. You have a gun? Never mind. Never mind. You aren't doing what's asked of you. I can't risk my reputation. Or Mother's. Mother does not make failed creatures. Nor can I stand incompetent apprentices. Nulla points his gun at your forehead, and without a second thought, pulls the trigger. Creamy. So far, I love that. Well, we can escape, but pick a different downstairs. And then die again. I could always keep trying. And fail. I guess I'm just gonna have to be obedient for right now. That guy's just around. You shouldn't risk escaping. It's better to do what they asked for. I think this should say for now. For now, and act natural. You set the table very carefully. From time to time, Fames passes by in order to inspect how it's going for you. Once he considers that you're finished setting the table, he calls you in to the kitchen. Fames explains that you have to place the starter dishes and then wait for the symbols to arrive. While he prepares the dishes, he informs you that only 5 of the symbols are coming today. Okay, because I heard 7. Each one has an intimidating aura and are very prone to responding immeasurably to his workers if they don't like something. Great. Especially Unum. That's a nice name. He has those 2 eyes that follow you everywhere. 2? That's a normal amount. I heard that he took those eyes from Quator in a fight. Oh, they're separate from the already existing eyes that they have. I hate that brat. Once Fames finishes preparing the starters, he leaves them on the counter and reluctantly wishes you good luck. There are 5 dishes, but due to your lack of extra hands, you only take 2. A plate in each hand. It's possible to hold more, I promise you. You walk the same route you've been taking, but upon approaching the table, you notice that something isn't right. It's not empty. Jesus Christ, that one. This one right here? It. You almost dropped your plates from the shock. There are 2 people comfortably sitting at the table that's supposed to be for the symbols. How do you know these are not, like, 2 of the symbols? They gaze at you. The blonde with the ridiculous crown looks at you expectantly, while the redhead smiles at you from ear to ear. Yeah, that one scared me a little bit. His teeth remind you of a shark's. Those fingers. Oh my gosh. Did he finger a mine worker? What's happening here? There's a moment in which one of the three of you takes the initiative or reacts. But they don't appear nervous. What's more, they're waiting for your reaction so they can continue with their business. Is this like a cheat sheet or something? The glitchiness? Is that warning you? They're like, oh, you should probably not pick this. But hey, it's all glitchy. You're you know? Why not? Getting killed by 2? For sure. I know it may sound very strange, but I am nothing more than a vessel that is linked to an entity from another plane. They control me right now. Oh, they control me, and right now, they have broken one of the rules they were initially told not to break. Oh shit. The other guy was way smaller. Something's up with this one. Is that your skin, or is that... No, that's your skin. What an interesting collar. And that's enough. If some characters have problems later, it will be your own fault. Let's continue. Oh wait, these are the... Oh, those are those eyes that the other guy was talking about. Okay. That's actually pretty cool, like those little... That's actually cool. Okay, maniacal laughter, I'm not gonna do all that. And then, okay, this is that guy. Perfect. Those fingers are quite interesting. Unum. The blonde's voice resonates both around you and inside your head. A chill runs through your body. Don't laugh so loudly. Were they closed? Okay, yeah, that is actually super cool. I like that a lot. I didn't remember that they had so much autonomy. Yeah, I fucked up. Guys. Oh, you don't know how to answer that, so you decide to look beyond the table. And you realize that Nulla is watching you with an intense gaze. Is this guy everywhere? Can I be the first to use them? 4? We must wait for the others. They said they'd be late because Quinique was throwing a tantrum. We have to wait at least an hour. There's an awkward silence before the blonde breaks it. Between you and Quinique, I don't know who's worse. I haven't met Quinique yet, so we'll just have to see. The redhead narrows his eyes, looking at the blonde with anger, but doesn't say or refute anything. Instead, he chooses to look at you, and crossing his arms, he says, "We can make the most of our time and start, so that when the others arrive, we'll already be ready. Besides, I never get the essence, only the trashy parts. What would I gain if we started earlier? You always complain that they break it too quickly. Besides, the time you take when it's your turn is eternal." Quater? That is because you like to talk to the gift before devouring its essence. A Yapatron 9000? That's basically what he just said. You're very strange. That's none of your business. Clearly this is signifying that there's like an echo to this guy's voice or something. You wouldn't understand anyway. Even the silence is like, I know. How about we make the most of our time and do that thing you do with the gift? Talk? Talk? Talk to the gift? We would have to seal the table. Seal the table? Well, Nulla to do it. Okay, he's calling him. In the blink of an eye, Nulla materializes next to you, with his gaze fixed on the blonde. He's so tiny. Oh, he's not, like, important. That's funny. His Holiness Septum. That's his name? The tone used by Nulla is to the blonde's septum. Okay, that's septum, though. For sure. Was a totally surly one? As if he had an aversion just to naming the blonde's title. I don't know what that means. Need something? I want you to seal the table for a while. It's tiny. Tiny, tiny. Are they on stilts or something? But I don't want you listening in on what I talk about with the gift. I want privacy. And what do you propose? You could let the gift choose and summon one of your names. What? You assume they're talking about you. Who else would they be talking about? You look directly into Nulla's eyes and feel how he stares at you, implicitly commanding you not to refuse. What if... Oh. We've never done this before. Sounds interesting. Well, who do you choose? Who do I choose? Boop. That was easy. Well, you've done well. Now comes the hard part. If you want to survive by the time the meeting begins, you must get yourself accepted as an apprentice. Otherwise, your puppet's body will be devoured. Hey! Almost forgot to tell you my name. The name's Unum, which is a nice name, by the way. Nulla, you can seal the table now. In a matter of seconds, Septum and Nulla disappear from sight, leaving you with only Unum at the table. He gestures to you, indicating that you can take a seat in front of him. You should think about... What? You should think about it a little? Obey and sit down. Don't sit and escape. Ask for what he wants. We're gonna just... I'm trying to be here as long as possible. So... Okay, you don't really want to die. Call it instinct or whatever. But you're not going to sit idly by and wait for your end to come. And if licking this clown's boots will give you the chance to get out, then you'll take it. You could be in a worse situation, so sitting for a while wouldn't hurt. After all, your legs ache a little from walking around so much. You sit down in front of Unum, the eyes, who smile at you. Yeah, no. Okay, very distracting. Who smiles at you from ear to ear, happy that you listen to him without much complaint. When you settle on the chair, you realize, well, you're not sure what to do or say, or what not to say. So you have three options. Wait for him to break the ice. Beg for your life. Start yapping. He actually doesn't like that, I can already tell. So I'm just gonna wait. Or, begging might have been good too. I feel like he's into that. You into that? Actually, you know what? Let's do the first one anyway. You think it's the safest thing to do, to wait for him to start the conversation. But you're afraid he won't like this. Although you can't think of what to say anyway, so... You accept your fate, whatever it may be. Unum waits a long time before speaking, deciding to start cutting the piece of meat that you brought earlier. Okay. Slowly he brings it to his mouth. Be my test subject, he says. You have no choice but to accept being his test subject, but... You've got to be joking. Alright, if you end up hearing, like, music or something, it's... people upstairs. I'm not gonna stop recording just because she's interrupting my shits. So... I'm having a conversation with Unum. I don't give a f about anything else right now. You don't know whether to trust him or not. So far, he's done nothing but take everything lightly. What guarantees, do you have that he's not deceiving you? Do you accept? I need you to respond quickly before Septum asks to remove the seal. If you accept, I'll take you to my domain. Hee hee. Hee hee after that. No time? Accept. Alright, I'll go with you. Maniacal laughter. Please don't tell me you're gonna do that often. I promise not to break you too quickly. Alright, pinky promise. You really have no idea what the hell you've gotten yourself into. Maybe Septum would have been the better choice.
Nope.
Game. Shh. Alright, when Nulla removes the seal, you must stay completely still. You nod your head. Not even 3 seconds pass when you feel a strange pressure in your body. You assume it must be Nulla. Nulla and Septum materialize right where you just saw them. Oh, last saw them. What was the point in that? We didn't even, like, say anything. Or, you know? That hairline is crazy. I didn't even notice. It looks like, you know, horns, which is nice. I like that. But, you know, the wings here, and then the be not afraid fucking ring of eyes. It's a nice little design, for sure. But that was so... We had privacy for 2 seconds just for him to be like, let me take a chomp out of this meat and then be my test subject. Sat there for mad long with him not speaking. Like, what? Nulla standing next to the table and Septum sitting right beside Unum. As if they had always been there. Wow, I didn't think the gift would come out in one piece. What? Septum is interrupted by Unum, who lunges at you. If it weren't for Unum's speed, you surely would have moved to avoid him. But since your reflexes are slow in comparison, you remain still as stone. Unum's arms wrap around you, taking your breath away with how tightly he's squeezing you. What the? Suddenly you stop hearing Septum's voice and the ambient noise of the dining room. Oh wait, he said it was taking us to his lab, right? The sensation of hands caressing your face invites you to leave your subconscious. What an interesting turn of events. You try to open your eyes, but the light of the place is preventing you. It's bothersome. It is very bright. You don't know how long you've been unconscious. You feel the same hands giving you gentle pats on the cheeks, each one getting rougher as the seconds pass. One strong enough to hurt makes you scream. You took off the black part of your thing? That's like the best part. You open your eyes abruptly, and the first thing you see is Unum with his stupid grin. Stop it already, bro! Like, I hate this bitch upstairs, bro. I'm telling you. I actually haven't slept, but she does this every fucking morning. It's so fucking annoying. I'm trying to play this game, you know, enjoy my Saturday. What do I do? What do I hear? Music. You scream with so much anger that Unum stops abruptly and looks at you with wide eyes. Where are the other ones? You have pain receptors! Excellent. It seems the smell you emit is correct. You belong to the human race. You guys are weird. Oh no, he still has it. Great. That's good. Where'd the eyes go? Unum's expression shows how exhalated he is? Exhalated? I've never seen that word in my life. Which you don't like very much because you know from your own experience that it doesn't lead to anything good. You decide it's better not to let him get more excited than necessary, so you ignore him to observe your surroundings. What is the outside world? Why? It's so... Right. You find yourself in a bed spacious enough for 2 people, in a room that, to be honest, could belong to a king. What are we looking at right now? The place is so immaculate that it doesn't look real. You like it? This would be your own room. I was thinking about it, and I suppose it would be impossible to leave you in the residence of my wives. What? They would devour you as soon as you step foot in the place. Wives? Not just one, but more? You can't help but feel pity for the poor women who have this brat as their partner. I mean, kinda, but it's like, shit. I probably should have chose the other one. The game's right. I'm not trying to share. I'm not in the mood for that right now. Honestly. You feel that he probably doesn't dedicate enough time to each of them. Yeah. I spoke with Septum and Nulla. Nulla told him that Mother will make another gift so that everyone can have their share. Who is Mother? That means you are my property now. This is the first time I have a living human in my domain. Ask why he can't have living humans. Ask about Mother. Yeah. Who is Mother? Mother really hasn't made you like the others. Unum ponders before answering. Mother is the embodiment of the garden itself. All of this is Mother. The bed that I'm sleeping on is Mother. Mother takes care of us, and we keep her alive. You suppose you don't understand a bit more. It's like a mutualistic relationship. Both parties benefit. Oh, we can ask everything. Let's go. Why can't there be living humans in your domain? Unum analyzes your face for a moment before answering, as if contemplating what kind of information he will reveal to you. Nulla and others say that there can only be humans for our consumption. Okay. Nulla excuses himself by saying he can't provide any since we can only have 6 humans each month. No more than that. That's why Mother makes a gift every Sunday, as a placebo, since human flesh is vital for our physical form, but very addictive. Right. You are the placebo. Great. Although it's the first time a gift smells like a real human. Well, you must be hungry. I've read some other humans have meal times and eat more than once a day. Although Septum does it all the time too. When I've been in his domain, he sits at the table in the morning, afternoons, and nights to eat. I've asked him why he does this, but he always tells me it's none of my business. Nulla also does it sometimes. Maybe that's why they are both so strong. Maybe, I don't know. I don't need it. Maybe I'll even try it now that you're here with me. For some reason, it feels kind of endearing that he talks to you so freely, like an old friend. And the fact that he's been reading information about humans makes you wonder, how long has he been planning to have one? It makes you feel like a pet that its owner talks to after getting home from work. Walk behind me and don't stray. My wives like to come to my residence to relax. I'm about to fight these bitches, bro. I can't. There can only be one. Escape seems not to be an option for now. You don't want to die trying. I guess. He leaves the bed you're in and waits for you at the door. You get up and begin to follow Unum through the hallways. You walk so close to him that you're almost tripping on his heels. You're slow to reach the desired place under a silence that is neither, comfortable or uncomfortable. Cook something for 2. Oh! You can use whatever you like. Everything here is edible. I don't know how to cook. I'll wait for you in the dining room. Okay. Without another word, Unum disappears from the kitchen and leaves you alone. You look around as you inspect every corner of the place. There are cupboards, pantries filled with food, and a refrigerator full of meat, fruits, and vegetables. You wonder why there's so much food if Unum said he doesn't eat it. Escape. Really? Ask what he would like to eat. Cook something simple. What would you like, baby girl? With some shame, you move towards the door Unum disappeared through. You search carefully with your eyes. There's no one. What's happening? Uh-oh. Unum asks, appearing behind you. You jump from the fright he caused you, but you compose yourself quickly. Is there anything in particular you want to eat? Unum looks at you as if he expected What? As if he expected any question except that one? Oh, the one that just came out of your mouth. Nulla eats some things that are soft and spongy with a gold-colored liquid spilled on them. Fucking pancakes. I would like to try them. Okay. He sounds a little embarrassed to say it. Okay. You think you know what he's referring to. Clearly it's pancakes, based on the given description. You begin to prepare the pancakes under the curious gaze of Unum, who watched with fascination as you do the preparation. From time to time, you get the feeling that maybe he wants to help, but you decide to ignore him. Why? Whoa, that painting is crazy. I actually know that painting. That's cool to have. Why do you have that specific painting? This guy's weird. You take the plates to the table and realize that unlike the rest of the place, the table is small and simple, where only 2 people can fit. Okay. You sit down once Unum places the plate in front of you. He doesn't wait to start eating, opting to swallow the food as soon as it's put on the table. Slow down, speed racer. Fuck. Let's see my, oh, never mind. I thought I could see my creation. He devours everything very quickly, making it impossible to tell if he liked it or not, because his expression reflects nothing more than neutrality. That's neutral? This guy looks like he's about to, like, me with his eyes. And the floating ones, not the regular ones. As if the flavor or the food itself didn't interest him. Thanks for the meal, you're welcome? And that's the only feedback you get. God, you really tried hard. On pancakes? I guess from scratch it would be a little more effort. Sighing, you resign yourself to eating what's on your plate. You close your eyes as you put the first bite into your mouth. It's delicious. You eat slowly and without rushing. Bite after bite, you take pauses to breathe. But something's nagging at you. The feeling of being watched makes your stomach turn. He's back. Your eyes travel to where Unum is sitting, and you confirm your suspicion. He's looking at you. It's fascinating. Your body changes all the time. It's never the same. From your breathing to your heartbeat. You don't like the way he's looking at you, or the tone of his voice at all. What do you mean? I want to know more. Please don't lunge at me. You hear a crash of chairs being thrown to the floor. You're not able to process what's happening until your back hits the wall, and Unum grabs you by the collar of your clothes. Did I get to finish my food? No. You did, though. You don't know how long I've waited for this opportunity. Why would you make me, like, feed you? That was so stupid just now. If I break your chest and remove any organ other than the heart or the brain, how long will it take for your body to shut down? I can tell you that without you having to do it. And if I remove your tongue, will you be able to keep eating? Or even speak? No, I would die immediately. What level of damage does your body have to have in order to not be able to regenerate itself? What is the limit? You have to do something before this crazy man tears you apart. Fight to free yourself. Try to reason with him. Panic and beg for your life. Once again, he's not much of a talker. But he lost his thing again. I do not appreciate that, because I actually really like that part. Let's panic and beg. Tears well up in your eyes, and a panic begins to form inside you. As best you can, you force your mouth to recite a plea that can save your skin. Please don't hurt me. Oh? Unum exclaims. Examines you. Sorry. Focusing on your eyes. You try to calm down, but it's impossible. And you can't help but sob while you beg. Once one comes out, the others follow in a tailspin. Tear after tear pours from your eyes, running down your cheeks and then falling onto your clothes and part of Unum's arm. The redhead observes the path your tears take, with an expression that you cannot decipher. Please, I swear that... One of Unum's hands hits your jaw, gripping it tightly. What is this? Is that what I think it is? What did he find? God, it's like you're screaming for me to devour you. The face you're making. I can't take it anymore. Something hard pierces your chest, and little by little you lose consciousness. Crying doesn't achieve anything. Oh, really? I would not have guessed. Look who's on the freaking cover, too. That's crazy. Why is Unum on the cover? I didn't save. We got the autosave though. Let's save. Right here. We're gonna try to reason with him. You try to talk some sense into him. You tell him there are more interesting things a human can do while alive. Yes, there is actually, but this game is 16 plus, not 18. You tell him so many things erratically that you don't even process what kind of information or data about the human body you're throwing at him. But it seems to work because Unum just looks at you attentively. He no longer has that exhalated expression from before. Sorry, without warning, Unum takes your arm with an unusual sense of delicacy. Unum looks at you, completely serious as you squirm under his grip due to the strange shift in mood. Once again, 16. His mouth is dangerously close to your arm, so close that you can feel the heat of his lips brush against your skin. You mentally prepare yourself for him to tear off the limb with his own teeth. No balls. From here I can feel your heartbeat. Is that what they call a pulse? I was about to mention it, yes. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Although, I don't like the substance you're releasing. It's all over your body now. What? Just like that, Unum lets you go, and you fall to the ground. You remain there, not moving a single muscle, staring at Unum in terror. Now I understand why Nulla avoids stressing humans. What? He puts both hands on his hips and sighs. Both? Come on now. Let me see. Ugh, sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. It's just that not having eaten at the hotel, I'm really hungry. He doesn't have to say it explicitly for you to know what he means. He couldn't eat you in the hotel. And you assume that he couldn't eat the replacement that Mother gave to the others. Probably because he was staying here with you. I've been waiting for more than a week for the placebo. And there are 14 days until the next candle festival. Okay. Are you still hungry? But you just ate. Right? I guess something that would actually give him sustenance, not just pancakes. He just ate something. How could he be hungry? If what I have doesn't take away my hunger, nor does it taste like anything. Why the fuck do the other two eat 3 times a day then? Unum, noticing the way you were silently asking the reason why he has food in this kitchen, clears his throat before responding with some shame. My wives, on the other hand, like to cook and I like to watch them do it, so I'm not complaining. While Unum speaks, you try to calm your nerves. Clearly, the deity in front of you is unstable. Yeah! Or at least he becomes so when exhalated. I think I'm saying it right now. But you have no choice but to continue and adapt to survive. Silence escapes. No, why did I say silence escapes? Since escape is not an option at this point.
It was never an option.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Although you would like to know what your true purpose here is. Oh, is here. Well, same thing. About becoming your test subject. Yeah, let's get to that. Let's get the ball rolling. We can talk about it tomorrow. No! You say firmly, you want to know if being his test subject will allow you to survive at the cost of your physical or mental health. In that case, you really hope that he just kills you once and for all. Then you can try and survive again with Septum. Or Nulla. Is there a reason why it's glitched the fuck out? If I become your test subject, I need to know in advance, what tests you will do. Okay. Please no blushing. He seems uncomfortable. Him? I've read that humans can create something similar to what the creator made, but different. It's something progressive. It doesn't go from nothing to everything instantly. This guy's talking about babies, y'all. You try to understand what he means, but nothing comes to mind, because his explanation is somewhat vague. And he seems shy to talk about it. 16 plus, by the way. Unum, noticing your silence, looks away and you realize that his ears are red. You doubt it's from rage. Let's talk tomorrow. I'll close the residence so that no one can enter. You're free to roam the place and do as you please. I'm about to go to sleep. With that, Unum leaves you, disappearing from sight. Explore, go to your room. You might as well. Walk the halls. There's more paintings. I can sort of see them. They're pretty cool. You walk through all the halls that are available in the residence. There are a few windows, but no possibility of going out of them, because they are barred. Barred. The hallways are full of paintings that focus on showing the human figure in their everyday life. The other one was... If you were in a museum, it would be very interesting. But now it just makes you uncomfortable. So you focus on looking at everything but the paintings. For example, the doors. Maybe... Oh no, many of the doors are blocked, so you can't venture beyond the hallways. Investigate the rooms. We were just in here. Many of the rooms inside the residence are locked. No matter how hard you try, you can't open their doors. Oh. Although there are some that are open, they don't have anything interesting inside. You feel that at any moment, you'll reach the room where Unum is, but this one looks different from the others. When you try to open it, nothing happens. You can't go in. Try to find something to defend yourself in a place where no doors open. You already have something in mind that could be used to attack Unum. That big ass knife? You back to the kitchen and look around the place for knives. Once you find them, you choose the biggest and sharpest one. And you keep it inside your clothes. You hope it can work against Unum. Can I? I don't get the choice. We're gonna go to our room. You decide to call it a day. Resting in the room Unum gave you doesn't seem like a bad idea. Tomorrow will be a new day. You lie in bed and try to fall asleep. It takes you a little, but in the end you manage to fall asleep. Don't pop up in front of me on some dumb shit. Thank you. You don't dream about anything. Is he always just gonna be there when I open my eyes? Your eyes feel heavy when you open them. You feel like you haven't been able to rest at all. Not at all. You're finally awake. Your eyes focus upon hearing his voice. What is with these slabs of meat? Guys, I'm not a dog. And you find him sitting at the edge of the bed, staring at you with wide eyes. Oh my god, it speaks. I have made you morning food. You mean breakfast, you dip? With a smile full of sharp teeth, Unum presents you with a tray of fruit and a poorly made copy of what you prepared yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. He went so far. He strayed so far from a pancake. What is that? It looks like a liver. How? Unum looks proud to show off the breakfast, but the more you look at what he has in his hands, the more imperfections you see. I bet if you poke it, air comes out of it. Like, ugh, God. You can tell he has no idea how to prepare food. Unum offers you the tray, and you must make a decision. I don't want to eat that, bro. You're about to ask if I'm a vegetarian. No, I'm not. I'm not a vegetarian. Buddy, I can't eat this. Just see what it tastes like. You don't have the heart to reject him, I guess. With fear, you prepare to eat what's on the tray. The fruit clearly won't taste bad. what Unum cooked, however. Regardless of how it tastes or looks, you're going to eat it. Oh, that was a pretty big chunk. You try to put on your best face while you eat, but the rest of the stuff makes it difficult. But you have to, because Unum looks at you with a smile from ear to ear while you're eating. Okay. I'm glad I didn't die. You remain in the room for a few minutes, Unum at the foot of the bed, and you looking through the barred window. Dua came to visit. Who? Who the hell is Dua? I hope that I'm saying that right. You have no idea, but apparently Unum isn't capable of remaining silent for any stretch of time. And he has the need to explain himself whenever he can. He's also not one to keep anything to himself. He passed me the leftover placebo that Mother brought to the hotel. So, we'll be able to carry out the experiment without problems. What is the experiment? God. I want to create a hybrid. That's not what they're called. Yep. A what? You jump out of bed from the sheer bizarreness of the situation. I've read that humans go through a cycle that keeps them constantly changing. And thanks to that, they're able to produce offspring. And the results, singular, are beings that are not an exact copy of them. Unlike us. No matter how many times I try, our composition does not allow us to create descendants with our own. Then I started reading the documents that Septum has on humans. And there's data of a birth that occurred on a Sunday. Son of Septum. And a human. Unum approaches so he can take your hand and cover them with his own, asking you to go along with it. You can't believe it. If you accept, I swear that I will take care of you, and you will live with all the possible comforts. Tempting. Please. Very tempting. Stab Unum? I'm surprised he didn't, like, touch me in my sleep. Like, that's actually very shocking. Sure, buddy. You don't know what you're getting into. You have no idea what the procedure will be like. I know. 16 plus, by the way. But under the promise that you can live, you would do anything. Okay. Let's do it. Unum looks at you with his mouth open. Processing what just came out of your mouth. A lot of things. And as if a light bulb went off inside his head, Unum suddenly grabs your cheeks and crashes his mouth against yours. Wow. He knows what that is. What? His hands begin to slowly move across your body from your cheeks down to your hips and thighs. I love you. Easy. This was an easy dub. Wow. Stop. Stop. He's going very fast. And not to invalidate the redhead's feelings or words, but you don't think he means it. He's only known you for a few days. I've wanted you since I saw you at the hotel. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Damn, he's crazy, but you like it. Then suddenly Unum stops. Oh shit. Oh my god. I forgot about consent. I think it's something important for you humans. Ah yes, I love thinking. Indeed, it is important. You have to give him points for keeping that in mind. Yeah, some niggas don't do that. Can we proceed? Continue, ask what he means. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't want to save. Who cares? You think the two? No, you two are probably not thinking the same thing. So you decide to ask with some embarrassment. How would we do it? It's very easy. I put this thing that's in between my legs inside the thing in between your legs, and then we smash them together constantly. From what I read, Septum preferred to use this method. I must combine your soul with mine? Okay. 16 plus, by the way. You just... And gently remove something shiny from it. Was that me? Was that for me? It is a transparent sphere dripping with gold-like fluid. I have to place this inside your chest and then remove it. How many times? It's my essence, so we must do it carefully. This is the perfect opportunity. He says, smiling tenderly. It won't hurt. Are you sure? This is about to be the easiest dub ever, bro. But I kind of don't want to do it. Like, I genuinely want to use his essence with mine. Because he's actually pretty fucking funny, if I'm being honest. This guy's hilarious. Whatever, I'll do the first one. You sure? Who the fuck? Yes, I consulted with Sextam a while ago. And she said it's not dangerous because it's just a small exchange that will combine both genes to form a new one. A demigod. Descendant from a symbol and a human. Why do you want this? You never explained that. I guess you want something that changes and isn't an exact copy? Whatever. Although Unum's words calm you down a little, there's something that has been bothering you from the beginning. But I can't get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant. Let's say I don't want to. Is it just gonna come out of my chest and then it's like a new being? Uh-oh. Unum looks at you strangely. Is that when female humans carry the baby? You nod your head and Unum does nothing but laugh. That won't be a problem. Whether you're biologically capable of carrying a baby or not, I don't want to take the risk of losing you. Not even through that process. Sextam explained it to me and it takes a long time. 9 months to be exact. The offspring will be cultivated within the new essence that will be formed. It won't affect your body or mine. After saying that, Unum asks once more, and you calmer accept again. With the same sense of delicacy, Unum places the hand holding his essence on your chest and applies pressure. The place where he's pressing on you starts to feel hot, not to the point of burning or pain, until something inside you opens, allowing Unum to pass through your chest. Ugh. Does it hurt? Question mark. He asks, scared. He tries to remove his hand, but you stop him. No, but it feels strange. Just a little more, hang in there. You both remain still for a long time, and you wonder how much longer it will take for the exchange of essence to end. Meanwhile, Unum observes your features with fascination. There's a moment when you feel like your chest starts to burn. It hurts a little, but you endure it. There, that's it. Unum removes his hand from your body with the previously gold-like colored essence now, taking on another color. Unum examines it before giving you a smile that shows all his teeth. With great care, he places the essence in your hands, extracting a large part of it to form two, one gold. And the one you have in your hands, a beautiful red color. Perfect. Upon observing it for a long time, you notice how there's movements within the essence. Something is forming. Unum, for his part, places his essence back in his chest, guarding it. I will place the baby in a safe room. Calls it a baby and everything. He warns you before taking the baby from your hands and carrying them out of the room. In a way, you feel this whole situation is bizarre. Your body feels heavy, as if you had run 4 kilometers without rest. Kilometers, that's funny. It's strange, like he's taken out a part of your body, an important part. But you are complete. There's nothing missing. If you want, you can rest here for a while. Unum says as he appears back in the room and settles into bed. You decide to lie down for a while, and without realizing it, you close your eyes for a moment. I see that you have eaten unsanctified food. Inside you, there's poison spreading, little by little. Sorry. I can't control how my fruits are consumed. Unum is an idiot. What? You wake up suddenly, feeling a drop of cold sweat running down your neck. 16, by the way. What's wrong with my fingers? What did you do? And the first thing you see is Unum looking at you closely, almost inspecting you. Your breathing is constant when you rest. Impressive. Honestly, you'd rather him make these kind of comments than have him freak out for 5 minutes, wanting to break you into pieces to discover how your body works. Have you been watching me while I sleep? Yes? Is it forbidden to do so? No, but you stop when you feel your stomach turn. Something inside you burns. You gotta take a shit. You get up quickly, thinking you'll throw up. But the only thing that comes out of your mouth are red petals, mixed with blood. What? You look closely at them. They seem to have a strange-looking symbol on them. What's that? You don't have time to think for a moment because a coughing attack stops you. Something scratches at your throat. D? Don't tell me you gave them food. Who are you? Aliana? What? Unum. I heard from Ignis and Solaris that you have been preparing food without doing the sanctification ritual. What? You have to call Sextem if you don't want this thing to die. Rude. But Sextem is in the church. You're right. What about Quinique? But whatever. He's mad at me. I'm sure he'll come. You're not understanding anything. And your body doesn't ask for anything more than to expel what's in your throat. But even though you're coughing constantly, nothing comes out. You're choking on the petals. And you can't take it anymore. Careful. The woman tries to go towards you. But catch you? Oh, but can't catch you when you fall from the bed to the floor. The fall is so strong that it makes your bones ache. The air that enters your lungs is not enough to keep you conscious. You fall unconscious. You feel hands grab you by force, trying to pull you down, but something prevents you. And electricity runs through your body. What is this? Like, this place is so weird. You open your eyes, but the light is too bright. They're going to die? Unum's voice is heard in the distance. If this one dies, and you blame me again. I already apologized. Only because Miss Ignis told you to. Please don't tell me this is Sextam. The shouting is what brings you back to life. You open your eyes, and the first thing you see is an unknown entity that has one hand holding you by the shoulders, the other hand carefully touching your stomach. How the hell did they eat something unpurified? You're telling me... Please don't tell me it was when I ate that blob. Your stomach turns again as the entity's hand gently squeezes a specific area. Why like that? You can't help but drop to the ground to expel more red petals. Shit. Was it necessary to purify the food? Are you missing neurons or something? Trya? I said a million times what's happening to her fruits. And you have no idea. Your wives need to eat, and you have no idea. I don't know how to cook. They're the ones who cook. So I didn't know that you have to purify food. We're so fucking stupid. Your eyes can't stay open. You stop listening to what's happening and fall back into a deep sleep. I bet if I didn't eat the food, he'd fucking kill me. So. The increase in temperature is what wakes you up. You feel a thick drop of sweat running down your forehead. But you want to go back to sleep again. You're very tired. You should be grateful that this thing's biology and mine are very similar. Have you done this before? Of course. I can't be everywhere at once. There's always the chance that one of my children might eat a fruit that wasn't sanctified. You opened your eyes to see what's happening, but the light is too bright. Quinique, it's working! Oh, this is not sextam. Unum says it as if he can't believe it. Quinique? I think it's, wait. Clicks his tongue, exasperated. Don't shout! We need to extract the main rose. A strange sensation forms on the skin covering your abdomen. Something is pushing its way up from your stomach with urgency. It doesn't hurt, but it feels uncomfortable. Spit it out, here. Into your hand? Your vision is filled by a hand waiting with an open palm for something. And that something doesn't take long to arrive as you throw up a perfectly intact rose from your mouth. It's disgusting, but judging by Quinique's face, he doesn't think the same. In fact, he looks completely indifferent. As if he doesn't care about holding a rose covered in saliva and gastric juices. As if he had done this countless times before. It's exactly the same. I really don't understand the difference between mine and sextams. Their biology is very similar. Yours don't think. Unum replies playfully. You're the one who doesn't think. Uh-oh. Can I see the rose? Quinique quickly stands up and grabs Unum by his clothes. The redhead just laughs, downplaying Quinique's anger. If I hear you say that one more time, I swear I'll break that hybrid you're hiding. That's my kid you're talking about. The smile vanishes completely as he looks down at Quinique, utterly serious. Huh? And how did you know about them? I can hear another heartbeat beside this human's. Unum remains still, staring intently at Quinique. Whether due to the difficulty of holding his gaze against the sun or simply discomfort, Quinique clicks his tongue, letting go and pushing him away. I suppose Septim has already told you that I'll be the one making the change. Yes. Then Unum smiles again. You want to see them? No thanks, I'll return to my domain. If you need help in any unfamiliar situation, you can call me your sextam. We're all aware about this. That's nice to know. With that other word, Quinique leaves the room. Unum remains thoughtful for a moment before giving you a knowing look. Now comes the hard part, cultivating a god. What? What do you mean? Isn't that how you say it? Say what? You have to take care of something something until it's ready? That's called raising... Perfect! Let's raise a god. But I'm going to need your help. I still don't understand how organic life goes through changes that allows it to grow and improve. I've never seen it with my own eyes, so I suppose you know a little more about this. You do whatever it takes to save your skin, and if that means playing happy family with the sun god, you do it without hesitation. Yes, count on me. Unum smiles without showing his teeth. That's odd. His expression is tender, nothing like the looks he used to give you. Back in the kitchen, I swear. The day passes quickly. And incredibly, you find yourself accompanied by Unum and his wives. Even though the heat is becoming increasingly hard to bear, it's nothing that can truly hurt you. A little heat doesn't kill anyone, right? You look around and see 3 pairs of eyes fixed on you. Alania, Ignis, and Solaris, even though they stare at you as if they wanted to devour you. They remain quite respectful and calm, unlike Unum. Wait a fucking minute. That was one of them? Unum asks his wife to show him how to purify food because according to him, both you and the baby should eat without worrying about poisoning from Triya. You have to bring your hands together around the fruit and you must sing to the essence of Triya. Without further explanation, Ignis starts singing in a language you do not understand. Both you and Unum stare in amazement at the fruit as the fruit begins to glow. Then you witness a seal shattering in midair. What? Who is this Triya person? Just poisoning food. Freak. When Triya's seal is broken, the fruit can be consumed. Maybe the little god doesn't face as mortal danger as D when eating unsanctified fruits. But the risk is always there. So wait, when I ate the apple, that's what did it? You'd think the pile of mush. Maybe it's like us. Don't assume without knowing, dears. They will cook. Starting tomorrow, you'll do it. You'll cook for everyone. What? Oh my. For a moment you think she's talking to you, but then you realize that Alenia's eyes are fixed on Unum. So pay attention. Oh. Okay, good. He needs to do something. After an intense cooking class, where you have to constantly redirect Unum's attention to the explanation, everyone gathers around the table. Then you all begin to eat. The atmosphere is cozy, even more so than your mind could imagine. And that scares you a little. Unum's wives talk a lot. Too much. So much that you struggle to follow them. Though Unum doesn't. He pays attention to everything they say, occasionally asking questions, but never interrupting. You're speechless. Tomorrow we'll go with Dua to check on Orion's belt. It's been a long time since we've been there. I don't like that Dua refers to you by your assigned names. You're no longer her property. Yes, we are. Uh-oh. Unum, we've already talked about this. Unum lets out a sigh, clearly displeased and overwhelmed by the situation. I still don't understand how it doesn't bother you. You are free. You are no longer under anyone's command. That only applies when Dua isn't around, and we still have responsibilities. But nothing. We don't mind. Unum. We're so fine. Alenia takes Unum's hand tenderly, caressing the back of it with her thumb. Unum, on the other hand, swallows his words, choosing not to argue any further. By the time you're finished, Unum and you clear the dishes to wash them. while the wives say their goodbyes and wish you good night. Did they have other names? Yes. Dua gives them names when creating them. Usually she just assigns a number, but if they're brilliant and perform well, Dua names them with honors. What were they called? Al-Nitak, Al-Nilam, and Mintake. Oh, Mintaka. They are beautiful names, but they're names that are under ownership. When they came with me, I asked them to choose their own names. I see. Your name. Was it imposed on you? The name you gave me when you were with Nulla. Does that count as imposed? No! You change the subject to avoid answering his question. You don't know if Unum catches the hint or not, but he plays along. Time passes, you discuss how to sanctify food, while Unum shows you what he learned with an apple. And incredibly, he managed to break the seal. With a smile revealing all his teeth, he offers it to you. Are you sure you broke it? Because I don't want to have another problem. Alright, I'll take it. You grab the apple and take a big bite. After chewing, you smile, baring your teeth as he does. Unum blushes and laughs heartedly. Whatever. Eventually, you feel tired, and Unum takes you to your room. Unum glances at you for a second while you're already under the sheets, then suddenly approaches. When you sleep, what does it feel like? It's a bit difficult to answer with his face so close to yours. How do you answer someone who can't or doesn't need to sleep? Explain it in detail. Explain it in a simple way. I won't be simple about it, whatever. You're just not awake. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to confuse him by delving into convoluted or hard to explain concepts like sleep phases and why dreams exist. Maybe you can explain that another day. Sorry. You simply reply with what it feels like to sleep. While you speak, you notice Unum reclining on the bed, watching you with his eyes wide open. His attention is entirely on you, catching every word you utter. Just as he did with his wives. Yeah, we're talking at the table. Sorry. He looks cute. You're just now realizing that? In a moment, Unum's expression shifts to one of distress. Do you think the baby can dream? I wish they could experience that. It sounds liberating. Don't you dream? I think they will be able to dream. Don't you dream, big bro? No. We're not built like humans. We don't need rest, much less dream. Our only purpose is to maintain the order of the garden, so sleeping and dreaming is a waste of time. But that's what Septum says. Listen to that f***ass. Oh. Dang. Changing my choice. What? Do you really believe that? You nod, and Unum pounces on you to give you a hug and a kiss. Yeah, that was definitely the better choice. I'm so happy. It scares you a bit that he takes your words with as absolute truth. Ow. Unum clears his throat, a bit embarrassed by his remark. You should rest now. See you in a few hours. Good night. He kisses you on the forehead and leaves the room. You ponder for a long time over the conversation with Unum. The names here are important, more important than you thought. If Unum's wives belong to Dua, then the symbols must also belong to someone. Could that someone be Septum? What? Maybe tomorrow you should ask why names are so important. Now that Unum doesn't feel comfortable calling his wives by their original names. Little by little, your eyes begin to close, and you sink into a deep sleep. I can't keep playing, but I want to. Oh. and I'm being yelled at, I might as well keep playing. Two hands grab you by the shoulders, urgently shaking you. I went to check on the baby, and there's something off about them. What the fuck? You have to blink a few times to fully wake up and understand what the redhead is saying. What? There's something off about the baby. Run! Without another word, Unum grabs your hand and drags you out of the bed. Unum does his best to explain amid panic and nerves. What's happening with the baby? But you don't understand anything. You just need 5 minutes of peace, please. Just 5 minutes to ponder the choices that led you here. Uh-oh. Is it normal for it to move so much? Why is he asking you this, knowing that neither of you has any idea how a baby created from a combination of souls develops? I don't know. Hasn't Six Time explained the development process of this thing to you? This thing? It's a baby! You don't know what makes the comment funnier, Unum's face, or the fact that the thing he's clearly pointing at isn't a baby. It's a transparent mass that moves as if it were feeling discomfort. And you don't even know if it's capable of feeling anything yet. I think it needs to stabilize. We both have to take it. What? You hope that Sextam told him this and that's not just making it. He's not just making it up. As you approach, you feel an immense burst of heat. Not as pleasant as the warmth radiating from Unum's body. No, this heat is unbearable. What? Put your hand there. Together with Unum, you both place your hands on the mass. You feel the tingling in your fingers and arm, but doesn't hurt or burn. This is like the birth of a star? Oh. You're unable to answer Unum as a flash clouds your eyes. It's so bright that you have to shut them tightly to avoid blindness. An intense heat surrounds and embraces you, as if the sun's rays were piercing your skin, softly kissing you for an extended time. Then the glow ceases. When you open your eyes, Unum shouts, "Did it split?" Indeed, the mass is no longer one but two. You hear the door slam open. My Lady Dua, you cannot enter this room without notifying us. I don't think I like Dua. I don't want you to speak. Alenia grimaces in pain, her lips pressed tightly shut. Unum turns to see Dua entering through the door, followed by Alenia. You don't have permission to give orders to in my domain. What are we doing? Give her voice back right now. After this, Dua ignores the order, moving closer to you. I must assist in the birth of these binary stars. They aren't yours. Septum has ordered me to assist with whatever is needed. And my assistance is needed now. You're not qualified for this. Unum doesn't get a chance to retort, as Dua adds. Her voice laced with venom. You're very egocentric, especially since those around you are even better than you. Stronger and larger. What? But not suitable for giving space to organic life. Ah. Dua pulls your hand away from the mass and asks Unum for space, so that she can do her work. I already don't like this bitch. Reluctantly, Unum takes a few steps back with you. And when he deems the distance safe, he moves in front of you, covering your body with his own. You assume it must be for protection. Dua places both hands on each of the masses. And with one swift pull, a glow far brighter than before emerges. Unum covers your eyes with his arm. A deathly silence follows, and the room's temperature becomes unbearable. And a baby's crying shatters the silence, followed by a much weaker one. What is this? Like a fisherman, Dua holds two creatures by their feet, and both cry because of the position they're in. You feel yourself sweating, and your vision starts to blur. The hot air only deepens your desperation with each passing second. That's not how you hold them, you brute. Whoa, we made 2 Gojos? You're out of your mind. 2 Gojos? Stunned, Dua passes the 2 entities into Unum's arms. He holds them the way one should hold human babies. Is this a human? No, they are hybrids. I thought a god, ready to claim their rank, would emerge. Not this. That doesn't matter. You will have a god ready after a while. A while. I suppose Septum knows you're playing at being human. Dua watches the small entities in Unum's arms. The atmosphere is tense. They're yours. You need to give them names. Now. Can you calm the f down? Actually?
Get the f out!
You can't take it anymore, and Unum seems to notice how unwell you are. With a hint of nerves in his voice, he asks you to step out of the room for a moment. Bitch slap this hoe. Please, for me? He gestures for you to step out into the garden for some fresh air. And you do so without a word of protest. Don't touch my kid. Kids. Plural. You trudge towards the door leading to the garden and sit down on one of the nearby benches. You take a deep breath and close your eyes. Here the air is fresh and you don't feel your lungs burning as you breathe in. You glance at your hands, and something starts to worry you. It's not their color, since Septum also bears those marks. No, what worries you is that you've begun to feel less in them. You have no sensation in your fingertips. The sensitivity in that area is almost non-existent. Although you can move your fingers, something inside tells you that sooner or later you'll lose that ability. If you told Unum about this, will he be able to help you? Honestly, Unum doesn't seem so frightening now. But you suspect it's because you've been with him for a while, or perhaps you've grown accustomed to his odd presence and personality. He's not bad, just peculiar and a bit violent when he's hungry. Could it be viable for you to stay here? If you try to escape, will you have any other option to survive? What? Don't put that in front of my face ever again, okay? Great. That was stupid. I'm always gonna pick that bottom one. Yes. It's best. It's the best of your possible options. You don't know what's beyond this garden, nor what the world or society out there is like. Top it all off, according to what you've seen and heard, you smell like a human. And that's not good for you. You're an easy target. You already have permission to be outside? You recognize that voice. Yes. You lift your gaze to see Septum standing next to you, looking over your shoulder. What are you doing? You greet him. Answer his question. Answer. Unum asked me to go out for some air. The room we were in wasn't very pleasant, too much heat. I imagine humans can't withstand the power of so many stars for very long. Let alone newly formed stars. If you hadn't, you'd probably be dead by now. You want to ask if he's come to see the hybrids, but you're afraid of how he might react. Let's go see them. Unum's hybrids? They're yours too. You wear pants? Yes, I want to see them. I want to see the baby. I walk back. The walk back is awkward. Septum makes no effort to engage in conversation. And you're sure that if you speak first without his permission, he'll get angry. Inside Unum's residence, you encounter his wives, who are outside the room. Noticing Septum's presence, all three lower their heads in greeting. Alnatak has the situation stabilized. Alenia remains silent, and Septum appears to understand why as he gestures with his hands. Her lips relax and she replies, Lady Dua has stabilized the new stars. It is now safe for D. Good. Right. Can you kill Dua then? You just reversed whatever she did before, so it's like, kill her. She's awful. But she did help with the whole splitting thing. Whatever, bro. She's annoying. That's all I'm gonna say. The door to the room opens by itself and Septim makes his way through. Dua! Unum. I remind you that it's crucial for D to be present at the most critical moments. I will not tolerate them being taken away from them again. Dua straightens immediately, like a low-ranking soldier standing at attention before their general. Septim, my apologies. Yes. You do whatever you want when he's not around, though. Sneaky bitch. I asked him to leave because the energy in this room is too condensed. I know, but I need you to observe the development of both gods. Are they stable yet? Yes. Okay, Dua. We're leaving now. Unum. Yes? I want an audience with you tonight. Okay. Septim exits the room, with Dua, with a quick look in your direction. Unum doesn't move until he senses that both symbols are far away. Then he smiles. Look! Look at these babies, yo! He comes towards you holding both creatures in his arm. Creatures? They have a pulse just like you, though their heart rate is very different from yours. They're so cute! You still can't hold them, their bodies are still too warm. You could burn your hands. Oh. Well, you'll have to be content with just watching them closely. As you lean in, you once again notice the heat radiating from both babies' bodies. What are their names? I'd like to wait until they're old enough to choose their own names. You are so different. Why? I want them to be free. Let them do as they please until what are we doing? Unum cuts himself off before finishing the sentence, and then he laughs nervously. Septim said they'll grow fast. Maybe tomorrow they won't be this little. Fat babies. This is like so different from what I'm used to. This is weird, or I don't know. You two spend most of your time taking care of the babies. Well, you instruct Unum on how to care for them, as you still can't touch them. And you've confirmed it yourself when you tried to touch one of their cheeks. You burned your hand. Unum almost calls Kunik to come and heal you, but you've told him it's not necessary. The night falls. Unum excuses himself, saying he must do something important, and he takes both babies with him. He asks you to rest and sleep so that you'll have all the energy you need tomorrow. So you rest. You dream. For the first time in your short existence in this small world, you dream. You are in a dark place, and you hear a voice, but you can't make out what it's saying. You don't know how or when, but it's already the next day. And the first thing you see when you open your eyes is your hands. The darkness has devoured more skin. This guy gets so comfortable. Like, he's sort of doing the iconic Alba pose too. Yo! The second thing your eyes spot is Unum lying next to you, watching you intently. What? You're an amazing creature. I never thought I could be the husband of a human. You're weird, bro. Husband? How many steps has this man skipped? Since... Whoa! Don't you dare say that. 2 children? Shut up. Since when does he think that you were in a relationship? Is it like that with all the symbols? Or is it just Unum who has no idea how relationships work? Oh, fuck. I don't care. You let out a laugh at how strange it is to be in this relationship. Unum looks at you confused. Do you want to be my husband? Yeah. Aren't we already? Bro. You can't help but let out a laugh from your throat. But we've even had children. You live with me. According to what I've read, that's more than enough to call us spouses. You let out another laugh. Don't laugh. Alright, I'm not laughing. I don't know how relationships work among the garden people, but we humans need time and agreements before we can earn that title. Oh. Did you explain it to me? There's no book here that explains that to you. You have no trouble explaining to Unum what it takes to become your husband. Although you emphasize that it's different for everyone. If I try, could I be your husband? Yes. Unum smiles, baring his teeth triumphantly. Wow, what a great first choice, guys. This is amazing. I wanted to show you the rest of my domain today, but Septum said it's dangerous for you to go out. You'll have to stay in the temple until the stars have grown. I don't want to miss a thing, not a single moment of their development. You excited? Of course! Besides, I have you by my side, which makes it even better. We're like the families that Sextam loved to watch grow. Oh, we could invite her when she finishes her prayers. If I see you again and you're wearing that robe, I'm gonna die. Unum gets out of bed and looks at you excitedly. Yep, the girls are taking care of them while we make breakfast. Wow, it seems that Unum is taking Alinia's words seriously. Incredible. You walk to the kitchen and Unum performs a sanctification ritual before starting to prepare breakfast. You help him with some tasks, but he does most of the work, precisely replicating what the girls prepared the day before, right? And after a while of cooking, breakfast is ready. Puffing out his chest, Unum looks at the result with pride. But instantly he deflates like a balloon. I miss watching my wives cook. I see you did quite well. Solaris enters through the door with a half smile. I see that now you'll be the one in charge of cooking, dear. Okay. That's amazing. Only if you join me. We'll think about it. Do you need help setting the table? Yes, please. It's strange. This is totally strange. I never imagined that living with them would be so normal. Where did that Unum so overexcited about everything go? The one who used to try to attack you at the slightest reaction of your body. What's the catch? Could it be that they'll end up eating you? After all, they are entities that eat human flesh. Are you really playing at being a happy family? See? Yeah? What's up? Can human babies eat at the table? What? Honestly, I can't imagine them sitting at the table with a fork and a knife in their hands. Their hands are very small, and they don't have much coordination with them. Well, they have no coordination at all. You take a deep breath before answering, and you remember that Unum is an entity completely opposite to you. He only knows about humans from what he's read. And God knows what he's been reading. I love that painting. The days pass quickly. Faster than you'd care to admit. With Unum and his wives at home, there's never a moment when you're alone. There's always something to do, and it's always something pleasant. Well, not always. Can you peel this? I have to go ask Ignis something. Of course. Peeling an apple? When you take the knife and the fruit in your hand, you realize that perhaps not only is the color of your skin changing, but also the mobility of your fingers. You find it hard to coordinate and apply pressure, but you can still do it. You're about to finish peeling when Unum appears behind you, placing his hands on your shoulders. Haha! You do it better than I do. Corrosive. And that's enough to distract you, causing you to cut the palm of your hand with the knife. The cut is deep, and blood flows out in concerning amounts, yeah. Then everything descends into chaos. You're thankful that Unum didn't rip your hand off in one bite. Let's be honest. You know that what he really wanted? Really wanted to do that moment was eat you whole. Yeah. 16 plus, so nothing really. From head to toe. Right. 16 plus. By the fourth day, little by little, he started opening up to each of Unum's wives. And like the redhead, they're eager to learn more about humans. Thanks to them, you discover that both babies need to be together. They are binary stars. Which means they are permanently linked by a tail. In an endless dance, Ignatz once said, although there's great concern on the girls' faces when they talk about it. Every time you ask them why, they change the subject. Look at that baby. On the fifth day, you discover their original name. If you focus your gaze on the children, you can see a tail. Serious? Serious. That's the name they both share. Alenia explained to you that this is because they were born at the same time. But you shouldn't worry because it's a name no one will use after both gods choose their own. You can't spend too much time with them in one room because their presence burns your skin and prevents you from breathing normally. At least now you can carry them for a short time. And you can't help but think they're cute. They both resemble Unum. They don't physically resemble you at all. And when you mention this to Unum, he just laughs. You vividly remember the words that come from the sun god at that moment. They both share a heart and an essence similar to yours. And that is 1,000 times better than having an appearance similar to mine. Why? Because now I can feel your heart accompanied by 2 more melodies. You might as well fucking shoot me in the fucking face, because I'm dying right now. Just put me out of my misery. They are different, but theirs come from yours. And together, they create the most beautiful symphony I've ever heard. Please shut up. Like, zip it, lock it, and put it in your pocket. He's pissing me off. I swear to I'm gonna keep playing until this ends. Until I'm back in the main menu screen. I swear to if anything stupid or bad happens,
I'm never playing this game ever again.
You still can't believe Unum said that to you, yeah. Every time you remember it, you feel your cheeks warm up. I'm telling you. On the 7th day, a Sunday, Septum comes to see your babies. He looks at them for just a second, and then turns his gaze to you. Your hands. It's nothing. I'll find a solution for that. Okay. Without explanation, he leaves. Now the Septum mentioned it. Unum says as he approaches you, to inspect your hands. Your hands and arms have changed over time. What's wrong with them? I don't know. Don't worry about it. Say nothing and hug him. What the fuck are these choices? I don't know. Don't. Oh. Hey. Yeah. I've been watching Serious Sleep, and I think they dream. They move and make gestures while they sleep. Just imagine what they dream about. Thank you so much for giving me this change. You're so welcome. You're truly the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Unum starts to move closer to wrap you in his arms. He's so tall with his build. He's so tall and his build is so massive that you can't help but feel dwarfed in comparison. His embrace is warm, yet the thought that he could rip a piece of your skin off with his teeth at any moment refuses to leave your mind. In a good way. I really like having you here. I love your warmth, your scent, and your heartbeat. The fact that you're mortal and ever-changing. Beautiful. Unum loosens his grip tightly to take one of your hands. Give that. As he inspects it while tracing the scab, my hand is like completely black. That is formed on you with his thumb. And how adaptable you are. Yes, I'm so adaptable. Let me go? You bitch. Without warning, he takes your hand in his mouth and licks it. Your heart is racing. 16 plus. Though you're not sure if it's from fear or something else. Let's say something else. His face draws dangerously close to yours. Stop it, Unum. But you also make me want to devour you. Remember that time you cut yourself peeling the fruit with a knife? It's terrible. I know. If I didn't like you so much, I probably would have gutted you right then and there. Oh, right then. What kind of comment is that? And why does he say it like it's a compliment? Are you a freak? Because it don't sound like you're a freak. But don't worry. I'll take care of you. Great. I would not have been opposed. But whatever you want, husband. Without further explanation than a smile, Unum presses a kiss to your lips. That's a win. Days pass and you find it hard to believe how quickly the children grow. You've gotten used to calling them the children instead of their original names. Now that they can walk, you can spend most of your day in the garden with them, since it's still too dangerous to be indoors with them for long periods of time. The energy they release is very unstable and dangerous for a body like yours. Look at them, they're so cute. They're adorable. It's adorable to see them playing and interacting with each other. Or with the girls. And that's not just like a little thing like showing that they're talking or something. That's literally just their head. Yet there's something that's been worrying you for a while now. Something that neither Unum nor the girls have shown any interest in explaining or discussing. So you assume it's normal, but it still worries you. And the more they grow, the more they intend to stick together. Their tails entwine. They can spend entire days clinging to each other's tails. Ask Unum. Good, get to the source. You tell the children you're going to go inside for a second and that you'll be right back. You search for Unum in the temple. Always. And find him in the kitchen with Solaris, who is advising him on how to improve his latest meal. Out of curiosity, you pause to listen to part of their conversation. You need to improve your singing, my son. If you sing off-key, it might affect the taste. Her voice wavers between laughter and tenderness, and she can't help but let out a small chuckle at the end. You telling me I sing badly? Maybe. And that's all it takes for Solaris to burst out with a big laugh. You've been holding back. Do you think I do the chants badly? You jump a little. You can't believe how Unum detected you. It's not that you do them badly. It's just that you're off-key. Avoid the answer and ask about the children. Answer in favor of Unum and ask about the children. Answer against Unum favor. No. Unum sings well. Solaris laughs again, even louder, and between laughs says, "There's no need to lie, just to get along." Can I ask something? It's about the children. That alone is enough to get both of their attention back on you. And you don't need a verbal response, as they simply look at you waiting for your question. Is it normal for them to have their tails intertwined all the time? It's something binary stars do. Solaris knows more about it. We don't have tails, but according to what Dua told us when we accompanied her at the birth of binary stars, the union of both tails is their way of maintaining their gravitational balance. So it works as a method of communication between the two stars. Yes, exactly. Don't worry, it's normal. Don't fucking lie to me, guys. I've been here for too long for y'all to be lying to me. Okay? You spend the rest of the day resting with the girls while Unum takes care of the children. You're no longer afraid to leave them with them, as Unum has proven to be a very good caretaker. Incredible against all odds. Sunday arrives once again, Septum appears once again. You don't like that you can't be present during the children's growth checkup, but Unum can, so you don't worry more than necessary, deciding to wait outside the room. About 30 minutes pass and they still hadn't come out. It's nothing to worry about. After an hour passes, the girls arrive to keep you company. They say nothing, which makes you start to break into a cold sweat. Why are they here? And why do they look so tense? What if they don't pass the checkup? Quiet. Don't even think about it. I'm sorry. What will happen if they don't pass the checkup? You're about to panic and scream to ask what they mean when the door to the room opens. The two children come out and run toward you laughing, as if celebrating something you don't know about. Septon walks out with both arms behind his back, with Unum following behind him. They have their names now. Yay! All present, Unum, Alnatak, Minotak, and Alnalam. Yes, must refer to them by these names from now on. It is strictly forbidden to call them by their original name. An inexplicable pressure runs through your body from the tension on Unum's face. You know you're not the only one who felt it. Sirius, you may introduce yourselves. My name is Nor. And I'm called Shams. Nora and Shams, guys. I'm in love with these children. Like, it's the womanly instinct in me. Like, look at these kids. They're my kids. And if anything happens to my kids, guess what game is getting deleted from my computer? This one! Don't play with me. Nor and Shams. My babies. Pleased, Septum bids farewell in a monotone and distant voice, though his movement and expression maintain the elegance characteristic of his being. Why is he the only one allowed to refer to them by their imposed names? And Unum isn't allowed to? You fear the reason behind such an order, but for now, you can do nothing. Can we go to the garden to play? Your attention shifts to the children, who look at you pleadingly, their tails intertwined. They must eat first! The response you get is a chorus of childish tantrums. They accept, realizing they won't gain anything from it. Life here is not so bad, so don't ruin it, okay? I don't like all these dots. Septum's words won't leave you alone. In every silence and every pause, his voice echoes and lingers in your mind, reminding you that there's something deeper and far more troubling than just playing house with Unum and his wives. It couldn't all be so perfect. Septum must be pulling the strings of the sun symbol. You suppose you could ask what this is really all about. Sit down with Unum one day and have a serious talk about why he wanted descendants in the first place. But you're afraid of being disappointed by his answer, afraid that Unum might be acting that the fatherly image you have of him will shatter. But what hurts more is the thought that the children might just be pawns for some plan you don't understand. It hurts a little more than you're willing to admit. I'm impressed. Look at these two idiots. Ignis's voice pulls you out of your dark thoughts. She sits beside you, glass in hand, gazing towards the garden. She's watching every movement, of the children, ready to intervene if needed. I'd stretch. Shams and Noor are play fighting. At first, you worried about them getting hurt, but soon you realize they come out completely unscathed after every match. Stars that change and grow over time. I never would have imagined it. It turns her head toward you. It's a pity you can't see your expression. The mask she wears hides her face entirely. What's that then? They've grown 3 more centimeters today, and Shams has gained more body mass. Yes. Her voice is warm, almost tender. It carries the tone of someone who's proud of her children. I'm afraid they'll grow up too fast. Nora is so small. Aren't there any children in the garden? Nora is so small. Does that worry you? Not really. Well, I'm afraid they'll grow up too fast. Then you should cherish every moment. She turns her face away, choosing to focus on anything else but you. Even so, her voice remains calm and warm. And keep those moments safe in your memory. They'll grow fast, and there's nothing we can do to stop it, sorry. Ignis tightens her grip on the glass. For a moment, you think it might shatter. I must take my leave. It's time for you to return to Unum's residence, sorry. No. I can't stand your scent any longer. What? You know, she doesn't mean it with disdain, but it still stings. Unum explained it to you before, and you'd already half guessed it. Your flesh, your body, it's like a fine delicacy to them. Whether you're a human from another world or something crafted from the garden. Something they could eat, but are forbidden to taste. Those resources are reserved exclusively for the symbols. The main source of energy for the higher ranks. And an untouchable delicacy. The servants of each domain. There's no point in dwelling on it. You might be a coveted dish for the garden's inhabitants, even for those who share a roof with you. Both Unum and his wives see you as potential food, but you can tell they're really trying. They make an effort not to devour you, whether they see you or spend time with you. Ignis often avoids spending too much time with you because of this. And Unum never skips his Sunday placebos. Tomorrow he has his meeting at the hotel. Retrieve his weekly serving. Tomorrow is Sunday, which means that before going to the hotel, Septum will come to check on the twins. Anxiety grips your chest at the mere thought of what might happen. What Septum will say and what will happen to Noor and Shams afterward. 2 small arms wrap around your neck, grounding you back to reality. Ignis is gone, and now the children are on your back and lap instead. Ignis says you called us. Something happened? Shams asks while dropping her full weight onto you, knocking the air from your lungs. Ignis is right. You'll have to teach her to control her strength. Yeah, at least when it comes to you. We need to get ready for tomorrow. I don't want to. It's so boring to talk with His Holiness Septum. I like it. Sham sticks out her tongue at Noir and mutters under her breath that he's just as boring as Septum. She runs off under Noir's dismayed gaze. He doesn't wait for you to react before chasing after Shams, frowning and seeking revenge. Both of them head towards Unum's residence. I keep saying presence. You take one last look at the wives' residence before following them. Okay, I did it right this time. You feel curious about that place. Just seeing it from the outside is no longer enough. There are days when you have to bite your tongue to keep from asking if you can go in, but you hold back. You may be curious, but you're not foolish enough to think that wouldn't be dangerous. Once back home, you learn that Unum has returned from his meeting with Septum. As always, he's brought back a pile of books. Lately, Unum and Septum's meetings have become more frequent, and they last longer each time. It bothers you a little. Because in the days of those meetings, you're left in charge of the children, and they demand more than you can give. Did you know it's good to read stories to children while they're growing? But the moment Unum appears with that satisfied smile, all your irritation vanishes. Unum stands beside you, book in hand, ready to show you its contents. From the cover you can tell it's a children's book, probably for ages 5 to 10. Human ages, of course. You can't read the title, but it's clearly an adventure or fantasy story. Linnea... Oh, that's all I could say. While he talks about everything he saw in Septum's library, you flip through the book's pages. More pictures than text. Ideal for kids with short attention spans. Like Shams. You trust the illustrations will keep her interested. You close the book abruptly, making Unum fall silent at once. You let out a long, tired sigh. Is there something important I should know? You seem to enjoy spending time with Septum. I missed you. BAM! He stares at you perplexed. You've caught him off guard. He doesn't know how to respond. It's as if he's forgotten how to speak. His mouth opens and closes, searching for the right words to give you. He clearly wasn't expecting that. Me too. I told Septum that having so many meetings is making me lose time with you and the children, but we need to talk and plan everything down to the last detail. Once this is over, we'll have all the time in the world. I promise. Stop lying to me. Unum clears his throat. He takes a deep breath, and his words spill out like the air escaping a deflated balloon. Starting tomorrow, the children will have to attend their checkups with Septum separately. I don't think that's a good idea. Whatever it is Septum's after, I won't let him use the children. They're mine, not his. I want to go with them. Yeah, in with them. They won't go unless I know what they do in there. I don't trust Septum. Nothing will happen to them, right? Look, I have to just play it safe. Nothing will happen to them, right? At the checkups? No, of course not. No matter how many times you question Unum about Septum's plans for the children, he always gives vague answers. Borderline absurd ones. He'll alleviate their rank. They'll become divine, no longer mortal. We just have to wait for the right time. They're still too young. And you can't keep pressing him. Unum always finds an excuse to escape the conversation. But today Unum seems to have reached his limit and agrees to ask Septum if you can attend the next checkup. See? I can't promise anything. Septum's the one who decides. You spend the rest of the day holed up in your room. You feel like you could explode at any small incident. And you don't want that to happen in front of the children. It's better to stay put. At least until tomorrow. You could use the rest, sorry. Your body and hands are grateful for the decision. It angers you that Unum does nothing about the situation. On the other hand, you can't help but notice how cautious the sun symbol has become in everything he does. He doesn't look as imposed as you once thought. Damn it. He's even stopped being impulsive altogether. And that's because of Septum's constant presence. It's always, Septum said this. Septum has to know about that. If Septum grants his permission, then you're sick of it. The worst part is that Unum always downplays it, or worse, treats your anger like something amusing or fascinating. As if you were a dog doing a little trick. Maybe that's what you are. Just a pet, without a voice or a say in anything that happens in this house. Adopted for a single purpose and waiting for the day the owner gets bored. You're not sure what's worse, going to him or staying here, overthinking everything and nothing at once. Before you can decide, your door is knocked on thrice. The illusion of privacy doesn't last 5 seconds, and seeing him walk in like he owns the place only rubs salt in the wound. The children are already asleep. He announces it cheerfully, completely unaware of all that's going on inside you. He moves through your space as if he owns every inch of it, paying little attention to you and his surroundings. Maybe he's just pretending not to notice. It must be easier for him that way. Spoke with Septum. Okay. You hear the name Septum one more time? You swear you'll... He said it's fine for you to attend the children's checkup tomorrow. Yay! But he won't let me. He admits, pouting. The news should make you happy, but it doesn't. Not completely. Why do you do everything Septum says? I want to be alone. Go away. Don't do that. Do this one. Unum clutches his stomach, shaking with a laugh so deep you fear something inside him or out might tear. You think I'm a bootlicker? He asks in disbelief. He said it, you didn't. But he is. And the worst kind, the one who won't admit it. If Septum decreed the sun shouldn't rise today, Unum would move heaven and earth to follow that order. Damn bootlicker. Here, a word is a command. Septum rules everything now that he has a body. What? All he has to do is speak your name and give an order. I'm bound to obey by law. He's gotten defensive, which at least means you struck his pride somehow. If only Septum were intangible again. What did you say? For a moment, Unum falls silent. He has no words to answer. You've caught him off guard. There was a time when Septum had no body. At the very beginning. Without a mouth, he couldn't command. And it was Nulla who talked for him, like a spokesman. He had more freedom back then until he showed up with a body. 6 times said she lent it to him, but I don't believe it. Unum pauses for a long while, as if trying to remember what led him to talk about this. Then he exhales, pulling a funny grimace. So no, I'm not a bootlicker. Okay. He doesn't say it to convince you, he says it like he's trying to convince himself. The silence is heavy, and honestly, you don't know how to rescue the conversation. You slip under the sheets, ready to end the day. Seeing this, he sits at the foot of the bed, staring at you. He seems torn between speaking and staying silent. Can I stay with you while you sleep? Give me the choice? Yes. This is like... easy decisions. I literally have yet to pause for a long period of time. All my choices are like that. I know exactly what to do. Unum smiles and lies down beside you. Great. Take your shirt off too. Sleep doesn't take long to come. You drift off instantly. Christ. The abrupt wake up. Hey y'all. I left it off last time because it was getting a little long. 2.5 is my stopping point from now on. It's Sunday. Your body hasn't even had time to adjust to the new day when Shams bursts into your room. Oh, into the room, sorry. Throwing herself onto your bed. Her knee lands squarely on your ribs and she yells impatiently. They're waiting for us. Between the confusion and her relentless tugging at your shirt, you can barely keep your eyes open while Shams bursts out half-baked explanations. Without giving you a chance to ask questions, she drags you out of bed, repeating nonstop that it's late, that you need to hurry. The Septum wants both of you, there, right now. Her imitation of Septum's voice is all it takes for you to understand completely. It's the weekly checkup day. Yay! You're already walking down the halls leading to the medical wing, for you know it. Shams throws the door open without stopping to knock or announce herself. You should knock before entering. Really? You told Dad you were in a hurry. Her response is immediate, caring little, if at all, about what the blonde man might think or do about it. He, on the other hand, decides to ignore her, sitting upright in front of Unum. He barely glances at you, nor does he even make a gesture to greet you. The mother, by the way. It's Unum who does, standing up with a wide, tender smile that reveals his sharp white teeth. As he approaches, he plants a warm kiss on your cheek, murmuring a soft good morning. Which is great. I don't know what this guy's doing. He barely has time to get the words out before Septum's glare suddenly orders him out of the room. Oh my god, bro. Shams runs into the corner where the instruments rest. There's a scale, measuring tape, cot, and more. Those eyes, my gosh. Just piercing you. She seems to know the routine already, sitting on the cot to wait. Meanwhile, Septum stands, notebook and pencil in hand, taking his place beside her to start recording data. He instructs her to raise her arms, stretch her legs, and breathe deeply. Everything is done with mechanical, clinical precision. He writes down what's needed, offering no comments beyond what's strictly functional. Unum told me you wanted to take part in the checkups. It's the first time he's spoken to you since you walked in. You had assumed he'd ignored you until Sham's checkup was over. Though in a way, he still does. He's speaking without looking directly at you. Do you not trust me? I just want to know what the checkups are like. No. Why should I? Let's just do that one. I'm glad you care about your children. Okay. To be honest, I didn't expect that. Shams, completely distracted from the conversation, plays with one of the stethoscopes. She loops it around her neck, twists it, stretches it, and bites it. Septum has to take it from her before she breaks it. Then he writes down a few more lines before turning his gaze back to you. Regardless of what you think, you have no choice but to do as you're told. If you wish to survive in this world, you need to trust me. Otherwise, your puppet won't take long to become obsolete. Today, it's your hands. Tomorrow, it'll be the whole arm. After that, the feet, and then the legs. You'll be reduced to a useless body, only good as meat for us. A placebo on the verge of expiration. And when that happens, you'll lose the only means you have to remain in this plane. Septum falls silent for a few seconds, watching Shams. Then he says a single word. Tail. He extends his hand, waiting for Shams to obey. She does so immediately, raising her tail and letting it rest on Septum's palm. You're about to step in. You know that the tails of stars like Shams are dangerous, unstable, harmful. Pure energy capable of burning the flesh of any entity regardless of rank. Even Unum has been hurt before. But seeing the septum doesn't react in pain, you stop and watch. Nothing happens. No burned skin, no pain reflected in Septum's eyes. He holds Sham's tail, as if it were just another limb. He examines it calmly and takes notes in his journal. How could he touch it like that? Just like that? Could it be his hands? No. Yours share a similar condition, and yet you clearly can't touch their tails without getting at least 3rd-degree burns. Is something wrong? If you keep your mouth hanging open like that, you're going to let a fly in. Close it. This hairline. I see the horns on your head. Think I'm stupid? Didn't she hurt you? No. No one and nothing can hurt me. Oh, really? He says it offhandedly, as if it were the most trivial thing in the world. You wait for an explanation, but it never comes. And you're left... What? And you're left... you more confused than before. I'm sorry. The checkup... The checkup ends and Shams leaves so Nora can enter. Unlike Shams, Nora seems comfortable with Septum's meticulousness. Where she was restless, he simply observes and waits for the bond to command. You'll have to eat less, he says after finishing the examination. What? No, Nora needs to eat more. Septum looks at you as if you've lost your mind and you're speaking nonsense. Serious? You must eat less. Okay. Is it Cyrus or Siri? If you had the strength and the power to yell or slap him, you would. But that would only bring you more trouble. You don't even get the right to argue or ask for explanations. Septum expels you both from the room. With a single clap, you're instantly transported outside. The door is closed, and you turn to go back in and confront the blonde. He's no longer there. He's gone. In a way, that's good. You're sick of him already. You don't want to see him in your home again. At least not for the next 7 days. Ugh. You spend the rest of the day playing with and keeping the children company, hoping that by the time Unum returns from the hotel, he'll have a full belly and no desire to devour you. Wait for Unum in your room. Explore. Sure, we have time. Now. Go to the residence of Unum's wives. Look at the paintings. I do actually. Oh wait, this is different than last time? I think I do remember exploring before. You walk through the halls observing the paintings that adorn Unum's residence. And you realize that all follow a very specific pattern. They all depict human bodies in different positions and expressions. There's great care in the use of shadows, a contrast between light and darkness that's impossible to ignore. Some of them make you uneasy. They're grotesque enough to cause a subtle sense of discomfort. You'd rather not imagine what they look like at night. No, thank you. Unum, wives. I was not a huge fan at first, but I think we're fine now. Just had to get used to it. Your steps are slow. You're afraid that if you hurry, something will go wrong. You're not doing anything forbidden, at least not explicitly. Unum has never told you that you can't come here. Still, as you get closer, each step draws a bead of sweat that slides down your neck. Finally, you stop before a large closed door. It's imposing, with carvings in the wood depicting allegories of the sun. When you lift your hand to touch it, something in your stomach twists. A knot rises in your throat, making it hard to think straight. Fear seeps into your body, tightening around your soft skin. You're a juicy body, nothing more than a piece of flesh waiting to be eaten. You're about to turn around when suddenly the door swings wide open. It's Solaris. She's smiling. For a second, that smile reminds you of Unum's because of the teeth. Bright, perfect, far too visible. Huh? Dee. Solaris looks genuinely surprised. She stops smiling the moment she realizes who you are. The air around her shifts. You can see it clearly. Her body tenses. And the smile she tries to recall doesn't come out quite right. What comes out instead is an awkward grimace. Too many teeth. Too little expression in her eyes. You can't come in here without permission. It's dangerous. Unum hasn't returned yet with... She cuts herself off. Her lips press into a thin line as she turns her gaze aside, as if waiting for something or someone to rescue her from having to keep talking. Nor, Shams! They've come looking for you! I told you to warn me before showing up here, you pair of pests. The children come out quickly, their twin tails linking together as they mumble empty apologies to the woman, laughing without a trace of shame in their bodies. If you do that again, I'll tell Ignis to ban you from coming here. She says it with a forced, stern tone, though she convinces no one. Then she looks at you, apologizes, and closes the door right in your face. You're left stunned. You don't really know what to think. You feel both pity and rejection. But the children don't give you the time to organize your thoughts, pulling at your sleeve towards Unum's residence. All the while telling you what they did at the house of the stars of Orion's belt. From the little you can catch and process, you gather that Nora learned to lower his intensity, whatever that means. Watching them compete for your praise is funny at first. But when you realize they're both competing seriously, trying to outdo and crush the other, you stop immediately. Stop them immediately. You scold them and warn that if they keep it up, you'll end the activity. Both apologize and return to their drawings, now much calmer. The hour passes and you're not as angry as at Unum anymore. Or so you think. The kids are already on their 6th drawing when Unum finally shows up. And the scene before your eyes is as absurd as it is comical. It looks like Unum just got home from work. Shams and Nor greet him happily, competing to see who can talk louder to win his attention. Right. He does what he can to listen to them both, but it quickly becomes impossible as Shams demands all the attention, tugging at Unum's robe until it's all out of place, while Nora glares at his sister's behavior. Unum doesn't seem to care, and you can't understand how he can be so permissive. Uh-oh. It's Nor who stops talking, choosing instead to come back at you and continue drawing. You can't help but notice the embarrassed look on his face as he draws. You try to cheer him up, talking nonsense and telling jokes so bad they're almost painful. But it works. Nora ends up laughing a little. You both finish your drawings and compare them. Nora's way better than yours. Sorry. You blame it on your hands. If they were in better shape, maybe your drawings would look nicer. Nora leaves the table to go to his room, while Sham stays behind, giving Unum a full-on monologue. Poor guy looks at you, pleading for help with his eyes, and you decide to step in. You're the one who has to stop Sham, so she'll leave Unum alone. She obeys instantly without complaint. You're left alone with Unum. He approaches, expecting a welcoming kiss. I wonder. Kiss his cheek, kiss his lips. Turn your face away. Wow. I wonder, what are we going to pick? It's a chaste kiss. Nothing passionate or suggestive. An intimate greeting you shared with him a few times. And he seems to have grown so used to it that he demands one every time he returns from the hotel. You even think he's gotten addicted to them. You always catch him staring at your lips afterward. And you wonder if it's because he wants another kiss, or because he wants to eat you little by little. Eek. Testing, oh no, testing and tasting. Bit by bit. Making his portion last till he decides to consume it all at once. Thought makes you squirm involuntarily. There must be something wrong with you. Maybe this world has completely corrupted you. Because where did your decency go? Look what I brought for the kids. He says it so cheerfully that for a moment you forget who you're dealing with. Oh. Okay. So when Unum pulls a blood-stained handkerchief from his pocket, it's like a bucket of cold water is dumped over you. Of course, it couldn't be a toy or a damn pet dog. Dogs even exist here. No, it had to be two brown eyes staring at you. Raw, bloody, and vicious. Eyes. Sorry. Lying lifeless on the cloth. It's so disgusting, you can't help but shove Unum away from you. And he has the audacity to whine, confused by your reaction. Don't you like them? Buddy. He picks one up between his fingers and brings it closer to his face, searching for details you'd rather not know. He squeezes it slightly, and it's firmer than you'd imagined. It must be because they no longer have that glow they had when they were connected to the placebo's body. The mental image of Unum ripping someone's eyes out, or a placebo's, whatever, is more grotesque than the eyes in his hands. Because you can picture every detail, all while Unum smiles through it. They looked like yours, but without that little white dot you have. The one that changes size when you're surprised. Okay. I really like yours. You think they taste the same as the others? They're not for eating. How do you think yours would taste? Oh. They're not for eating. I need them to see. Ah, well. One is enough for that. Just like your kidneys. I read that once. Stop reading. Don't read anymore. You don't like the way he says it. The words coming out of his mouth are harsh and almost criminal. But he utters them so casually that the contrast between the content and the way he expresses it causes you physical and emotional discomfort. Unum doesn't see the problem. What he proposes, his idea, makes perfect sense to him. After all, it's true. One eye is enough to see, and in a sense, he's not wrong. Yes, he is. Let's just say he is. So we can keep both our eyes. Of course, that's if you ignore everything else involved, having your eye torn out without anesthesia, stopping the bleeding, cauterizing the wound if needed, then learning to adapt to a world seen through a single source of vision. I suppose you can't blame him. His psychology is clearly nothing like yours. He can't fully imagine what it would really mean to lose an eye. I'm not giving it to you. His face falls for a split second, saddened that you said no. But he understands. And that, to you, is fascinating. Everything he does is fascinating. You chat for a while about how each of your days went. Unum listens to you with an intensity that unnerves you a bit, as if every word you say deserves to be remembered and engraved into his memory. You tell him everything you did, even the mundane things that mean little to you, seem to delight him. You're not sure if it's your voice that fascinates him, or if he truly cares to know every detail of your day. Without realizing how it happened, you're already in the kitchen. You keep talking, recounting even the smallest things, though you avoid mentioning what happened during the checkup. You show him the drawings you made with Nor, turning the pages only when you're sure Unum has seen every detail. He studies them with a fascination, with a gentle smile. He compares them to the works that adorn his hallways. He even wonders aloud if he can find frames the right size to hang them in his room. Now, between brief silences and laughter, you're preparing dinner for you and the kids. The bad part is that you had to listen to Unum chanting to sanctify the ingredients. All while keeping a neutral face, you had to fight the urge to laugh, but you held it in like a champ. There's no doubt his singing voice is anything but melodic. When the food starts cooking, the aroma fills the air, and for a brief moment, everything feels cozy, domestic, and familiar. But bit by bit, your mind refuses to let go of that worry. You can't forget what Septim said to Nor. You go back and forth about whether to mention it, but deep down, you suspect that even if he knew, he wouldn't oppose what the head of the garden has ordered. Mention what Septim said, don't say anything. I'm gonna mention it. You take advantage of the next moment of silence to finally say what you've been holding in since you entered the kitchen. You don't rehearse your words or build a speech. You just say what matters. A single line. Septim said Nor has to eat less. Is more than enough for Unum to realize you're talking about the checkup. The smile vanishes instantly. The knife in his hand slices one last piece of fruit, sliding across the plate. A harsh sound rings out when the blade scrapes against the dish. A bit more force, and you're sure one of them, either the plate or the knife, would break. You know Nor needs to eat more. He's lost weight because he already eats too little. Don't you think? Did he say it to you or to him? You're funny. Unum cuts you off. His voice is dry and his face is devoid of emotion. Completely neutral, like a machine. You look at him confused. You don't understand the point of the question, or why it should matter who Septim said it to. Yeah. If he said his name, there's nothing you or I can do. To prove his point, Unum serves equal portions onto the children's plates. His movements are sharp and fast, as if he's angry at the situation, or maybe just feeling powerless. As a final touch, he places an eye on each plate. You have to look away to keep from feeling sick. Together you set the table, arranging the plates in their places. Once you're seated, Unum calls the kids to come eat with you. Shams and Nor come running from the same direction. Their clothes stained with dirt. You assume they were outside play fighting. It saddens you to see Nor so thin and small. They're supposed to share the same living conditions, the same schedule, the same care from both of you. But Nor keeps falling further behind, while Shams keeps moving forward without looking back. What's that? It's an eyeball. I don't even think it should be there. Maybe if they're never introduced to that as like food, they'll never have to eat it. Easy. She asks as she sits down, staring at her plate. You don't need to be a genius to know what she means. Nor, on the other hand, looks at the food without much interest, poking at it with his fork. Today is the last day of the month. Okay. It's human today instead of placebo. Almost ate them on the way home. They smell like you. Okay. Nora comments while looking at you, a bit sad. Your heart skips a beat. You're right, Nor. Why? Because your dad is a fucking freak. Your gaze immediately turns to Unum. You have no idea how to explain this to the children. You shouldn't have to. I feel like they don't need to do this. And when your eyes meet Unum's, you realize he doesn't know what to say either. Because how do you explain to childlike entities that they're about to eat something very similar to the person who plays the role of their parent? What if they just don't have to? In the end, you tell her you'll explain later, Oh god. And to just eat before this food spoils. Shams drops the subject and starts eating, leaving the eye for the last bite, sorry. Every now and then you glance nervously at Noor. His plate remains untouched, save for the missing eye. Oh my god. When everyone's done, Noor's plate is still almost full. When you ask him if something's wrong, Noor simply says he's not hungry. Like these are my actual kids. He gets up from the table to go to bed following after Shams. You feel like crying. Yeah. But you swallow it down as best you can. 3 days have passed since the last checkup. And you can't keep pretending not to see what's obvious anymore. The children are growing and far too fast. Was it yesterday when you truly realized it? Or maybe the day before? You can't recall exactly. But you remember the rush of horror and dread that followed. This time, the fear is different. What if they don't stop growing? What if in just a few days they become old, then turn to dust and bones? Every hour counts. If you had to guess what stage they're in now, you'd say adolescence. Lanky bodies that can't seem to figure out the space between what is theirs and what belongs to others. And that defiant attitude, a constant tug of war between what they can and what they can't, testing how far they can go without earning your reprimand. They're always measuring what they'll get if they push a bit further, and whether you'll give in or not. It's a game for them, but for you, it's exhausting. If only you had the same authority over them that Septum has. To say their name, and to have them obey instantly. And when Shams looks at you, you hate to admit it, but she scares you a little. Because even though she still looks at you with affection and a touch of innocence, if you pay closer attention, or worse, overthink it, you realize she watches you the way a cat does a caged bird from outside. As for Noor, he eats less and less. And it's not because he wants to. You've caught him staring at his food hungrily more than once. You've resorted to extremes. Some you're not proud to admit. Admit to, but you were desperate. Forcing him doesn't work. His body rejects what you make him eat. And it's barely anything to start. It's as if his body refuses to accept more than a few bites a day. And there's nothing you can do. The movement in the sheets pulls you back to the present. Unum lies beside you on the bed, while you flip through the books, plural, he bought you. You can't read them, but they're interesting enough to pass the time. Whoa. Now his hands take one of yours, bringing it close to his face. Your knuckles brush against his lips and cheeks. Suddenly his teeth enter the equation. He bares them with a mischievous smile, all under your watchful gaze, and traps the skin on the back of your hand between them. Still holding your gaze, he begins to bite slowly. Oh my god, bro. Look at where we were before, and look at where we are now. Like, I don't know, I can't tell him no, I can't do it. You don't pull away. Shocker, right? You watch as his teeth press harder and harder into your flesh, and a strange tingle travels up your arm and into your chest. Unum's gaze doesn't waver for even a second. He's enjoying your reaction. When he finally releases the bite, he lazily drags his tongue over where his teeth had been. What's left are faint marks and a reddish bruise tinting your skin. Really? Are you sure? Or whatever. A temporary mark made by him when he stares at with a mix of pride and desire. Did it hurt? He asks, following it with a long kiss to one of your knuckles. Your answer is brief, just a simple no. Your hands don't feel anything anymore, not even pressure. Alright, there goes our arms, guys. I can already tell. Bye-bye, arms! Say bye-bye for one last time. Using your hand. If Unum were to rip your hand or finger off in a single bite, you wouldn't feel the pain. That doesn't sound too bad. Actually, it does. Can you? This specific CG should probably leave my screen before I fucking burst. But that doesn't give him the right to claim the parts of your body that are bound to become useless someday. It's not fair that you won't give me a little piece of yourself. Even the parts that are dying taste good. Just one little finger? Please? Honestly? No. Try asking again later. You're cruel. You're going to let me starve. That is actually correct. Yes. The script aside, if it was up to me, like me, this person right here, I'd say yes. I can't feel it anyway. Plus, in this specific scenario, this look he's giving me, I'm folding immediately. Call me a paper crane. You bite your lip after speaking. Oh, really? Trying to hide a laugh. You feel the moment you see the redhead's face scrunch up, feigning pain. My goodness. That picture was making me feel different. You return your attention to the book. Unum lies down beside you, hugging the pillow. He breathes heavily, inhaling and exhaling as if trying to get your attention. He's doing it on purpose. He doesn't need to breathe. It almost looks like... It almost looks like a poor imitation of you when you sleep. Maybe even mockery, if you think too hard about it. He groans in fake pain, rubbing his face into the pillow trapped between his big arms. I have a council meeting today. That's so interesting, honey. He breaks the silence. You have to lift your eyes from the book to process what he just said. Council? What? He must have noticed your confusion because he prepares to explain, taking a deep breath before speaking. I have to talk to them every month to stay updated on changes or issues within my domain. Nothing entertaining. I don't like it. They're also old-fashioned and dull. I want to stay with you. Aw. Take me to the meeting. Don't go, stay here with me! I'll save that. Please stay. Why do you make this harder for me? You're not the only one that's hard, buddy. I'm not allowed to skip it. I promise I'll be back before the day ends. This game is so mean. You can't interrupt his call to duty. Sorry. So after Unum made breakfast for you and the children he loved, I literally wait every time for her to come back. The conversations with him are so short. Today Shams doesn't want to stay in the residence, preferring to visit Ignis, Solaris, and Aliana? Yeah. She tells you before leaving and asks you not to make her take Nora along. You ask her why, feeling a little angry about her attitude. Nora doesn't want to. He shut the door in my face when I asked if he wanted to come with me. Did you two fight? Shams glances to the left, pressing her lips while figuring out how to answer your question. No. It's obvious they fought, but she still tries to deny it. Before leaving, she gives you a sideways glance filled with guilt and worry. She calls you by your parental title, her voice soft and tender. It reminds you of all the other times that name has come from her mouth, but this time it feels strange. So strange that it twists in your stomach. It'd be better if he handles it. Okay. And she leaves just like that. You don't get the chance to ask who she means by he. With how much influence Septum has over your children, you're not sure if Shams meant him or Unum. You try to pass the time by finding anything, to keep yourself busy, but it's difficult. Clean? Unnecessary. Unum always keeps everything spotless. And you're pretty sure he cleans the residence while you sleep. Cook? Impossible. Your chants don't work, since you don't know the language they use to sanctify food. Read? Ha! When Unum has time, you'll ask him to teach you to read and chant. That's what we should have been doing. We should have been, like, learning the language with him or whatever. I don't know, just anything to keep him within arm's reach.
I want you near me at all times. Stay right here. Don't leave. I'm gonna die without you.
That's what you should say. So you have two options. Chat with the paintings in the halls or go talk to your son. I think we should talk to our son. I'm scared we might die or something. I don't know, something's happening. I doubt they're gonna, like, get too old and die right before our eyes. I doubt that is what's gonna happen. But I don't know, maybe something bad will happen to us. Would it really be better if he handled it? You don't think so. Septum? Unum? You don't know which one she meant, and that only makes it worse. The very thought that she might not have meant Unum, that could actually be Septum, makes your blood boil. Yo, Septum is so fucking annoying, bro. You're the one who's there with them every day, watching in fear as they grow at an alarming rate. You're the one who longs to and regrets not holding them more when they were babies. Well, we can't. We couldn't have. That's what's wrong with this world. And no one's going to take away the responsibility you have towards your children. This time you have a real conversation with Nora about how he's been feeling lately. You walk with a strange tightness in your throat. Each step fills and disturbs the static calm of the place. They shouldn't sound this loud or echo this much, but today they do. You head straight to the room Nora shares with his sister. Just a few more steps and then turn to the left. You already know the mental layout of this residence like the back of your hand. You're hoping that when you walk in, Nora will greet you with a gentle, timid smile of his. Oh, with that, sorry. You reach the door to his room, and it's open. Still, you knock to announce yourself, but there's no reply. When you step inside, the room is empty. Nor? No one answers your call. Strange. You turn on your heels and go look for him. He shouldn't be outside, because whenever one of the twins leaves, they always let you know. Gosh. The moment you step out the room, an immense force slams into your chest and sends you falling backwards? What is happening? With all his weight on top of you, Nora grabs your shoulders, pinning you down. His fingers and nails dig into your skin, tearing it open until blood wells from the wounds. You stare at his eyes in horror. Their gentle look is gone, completely replaced by something else. Now you understand why Shams didn't want you involved. Noah looks at you the same way he looks at the leftovers he's forbidden to eat, with hunger. Is there a reason why he can't eat? Like, what is this Septum nigga doing? I don't get it. I'm just so in the dark with everything that happens. Let's try to say his original name. You try to scream his name, but you can't. Try again? For sure. You struggle to break free, pushing against his face with your hands. Trying to shove him back, but it's useless. In your desperation, you try to put distance between you with your legs. That works. Again. Nor doesn't want to win. He takes position again. this time with his hands on your stomach. One more time. His desperation and hunger blind him so completely that your screams don't reach his ears. Lost in a trance you can't break, his nails tear through your clothes, reaching flesh. Hello? He grabs your skin in his fists, with a clear goal to rip you open and devour your organs. One more. Yay! I think it's serious? God, I don't know. Nor freezes, his body tensing the moment you speak his true name. In his eyes, your terrified reflection trembles. Your arms are outstretched before you, in an utterly useless shield of flesh and bone. You could tear apart... Oh, he could tear apart at any second. Let him eat! Why are we torturing him? Oh, I fucking hate Septum, bro. Nor blinks once, tiny tears glistening in his eyes. On his next blink, they break free. Streaming down his cheeks non-stop, he opens his mouth, but no words come out. The only sounds escaping his throat are broken whimpers, swallowed by his uncontrollable sobs. When he finally gathers the strength to speak, he calls out to you, scared, sorrowful, filled with regret. He doesn't reach for you. He doesn't seek your touch. He stays still, trying to make himself as small as possible while he keeps crying. He apologizes over and over, barely stopping to breathe, until the voice turns hoarse. Approach and cradle him in your arms. Get up and leave. Or scold him? These options are atrocious! We can't touch him, because he's saying not to. Or rejecting. Getting up and leave is absolutely off the table. And scolding him? You know what? Fuck everybody else. Fuck Septum. We're gonna do this anyway. Nora tries to push you away, flailing hands and feet like a baby. But it's weak. It's a weak attempt. If he could, he'd have you far away and covered in more wounds. Even though his closeness burns, you don't care. You need to comfort your baby. It doesn't take long before he's in your arms, crying uncontrollably while begging for forgiveness. He struggles to articulate what he wants to say, his words devoured by sobs. But you understand him. You caress his face and whisper words of love to him. You tell him you could never be angry at him, never hate him. That he'll always be your little one, no matter what happens. Best choice. I don't care. I'm doing it every time. After a while, he begins to calm down. But he doesn't stop crying. It's now you truly come to your senses. You're dealing with entities in a world far more dangerous than you ever let yourself admit. You're raising beings who could tear your eyes out with a single motion. It now hits you that you should be terrified. But it's hard to feel that fear completely, because behind those teeth and claws, they're still your children. They're not monsters. End of Act 2. What? In the process of elaboration? You have to wait a while to find out how this ends? What? When was this? When? When was the end of Act 1? How am I to know? And what do you mean? What? No! That was disrespectful. I hate that with every fiber of my being. Since we're here, let's see what happens here at this part. This is before we even this is before we even have a child with this guy. So, oh, I'm gonna throw up all over the floor. Just bleh. You attack the sphere that Unum holds in his hand. Please forgive me. He falls to the ground and you just watch, not believing it worked. A few seconds pass and Unum still doesn't move. You're the first to reject him. He didn't expect that. Good job. Good end? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark? What if I just stabbed him normally? No, though, I don't want to do this. Fiddling with your hand, you look for the knife that is kept under your clothes. When you feel that you stop... When you feel that you stop breathing and grab the knife. The handle of the knife, sorry. And stab Unum in the head with all your strength. You know what I find very interesting about these games? When we're up against basically a fucking god, we stab him in vital areas. But when we're up against humans, oh, let me just graze your ear or your neck so that you have time to strangle the fuck out of me. I'm looking at you straight. So you have time to strangle me to death. Went right for the brain. The cranium. Like I'm fucking clear from dramatic murder. Just... How? This is the only person I've done for this game so far, but... He's the one. I love him the most. I'm gonna say it right here. Septum is like... the only thing I can, like... I'm trying to gather it. The only thing I can summarize him as is ay caramba. Fucking dickhead. Telling my son not to eat and then he fucking attacks me. Why? He stops moving, going completely still. Move on. Just I'm wasting time. You notice how the knife has landed perfectly into the redhead's head. Oh, did you notice that? And even going through the skull. Unum still doesn't move, so you assume he's dead. Oh, really? You release all the breath when you've been holding and try to remove the knife from Unum's lifeless body. It's stuck. Yeah, so are you. One hand covers your grip on the knife and pulling hard extracts it. Oh my gosh, maniacal laughter! Seeing Unum alive and without a trace of red at the site of the wound is a shocking image. Even more so when what emanates from the plate where the knife impacted is a golden liquid. You really thought that was going to help you? Pathetic. With the same knife, Unum decides to finish you without hesitation. He hits the same place where you attacked him on the head. Great. You lose your life instantly. Bad end, don't play with knives. Hey, how about don't play with my fucking heart? How about that? What? Who would've thunk? Who would've thunk? Hmm? You showed me this, right? This dripping with with erotic energy. And then you give me see you in Act 3.
What?
The next two videos will probably be the full routes of the other two. Act 1 and 2, since I don't know where the split is. To me, that's a requirement. I just don't want to do too much, and then I end up having to take longer to get like a video out because it's really long. Either way, that's really the only thing that I kind of can complain about is just not having the prologue, Act 1, Act 2, like that's really the only thing that bothers me. Everything else is completely fine. I made the best first choice in my opinion. Unum's route is like amazing. Are you serious? Let me just, here's evidence about why it's so amazing. I have nothing else to say, but overall this was my first little run of To Eat a God. Very enjoyable. if you enjoyed it as much as I did. A like would be much appreciated, of course. Subscribe for more, because I will be doing Septum next. Even though I'm not a fan, he's absolutely the worst. So, with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!